Well, there's the Seattle Seahawks I was kind of expecting to see all year. There they are. Welcome to 2022, guys. That was the team that going into this season I kind of thought we were going to have. And it took a while for them to manifest. But today, they looked more or less like the Seahawks that I was anticipating based off what we did in the offseason, based off the draft, based off free agency, based off training camp. Welcome to the show, guys. So, Seahawks win 19-9. Interesting score, not scoregami though. Unfortunate, tragic, but good result. Knock Arizona to 2-4. They might be toast. They might be cruising towards that top 10 draft pick, maybe even top 5 at this point, honestly. I don't know. But they're in a world of hurt right now. So, feels good to knock your division rival down like that. I always appreciate being able to do something like that, even if it doesn't necessarily make us win a Super Bowl. It's nice to knock around your division rival. I do enjoy that. And again, the way it happened, I'm not saying that winning like this is better than winning the way we won against the Lions, but that's kind of what I thought we were going to get. You had Geno Smith played okay. He didn't put up any huge numbers. He didn't dominate any fantasy leagues, but he did, I'd say, about the best that he could in these circumstances. I don't really think he did anything wrong. We ran the ball. Great. Take out the stupid Michael Dixon play, almost 150 yards. Ken Walker went off. Used our tight ends a lot in the passing game. I think we had a total of 9 catches from tight ends in this game, plus 2 or 3 from running backs. And the offense, yeah, there are issues. We took a lot of sacks today. The offensive line had problems out there, but they don't turn the ball over. They keep things under control, and they give you a chance to win if you play great defense. And we played some pretty great defense today. And that, more than anything else, is what I was waiting for, and maybe we got something. Maybe we have something. We'll know more in a couple weeks, but it's a very good sign because it was something that we did. We got pressure on Kyler. The secondary played great. You see that having Ryan Neal out there helps a lot. We had some changes in, I don't want to call them schematic changes, but we ran a lot of nickel and dime to get Cody Barton off the field, and that worked great. And 3 points. You allow 3 points in a game against a decent Arizona offense, you're doing something very right. But, let's start with the offense here because obviously we've become kind of accustomed to the offense being very splashy, a lot of big plays, big numbers for Geno, big numbers for receivers. We didn't get that today. We didn't. Mostly, I think that if you're looking for any area to criticize of this team right now, the only areas would be, we're going to start with the offensive line. And the other area would be special teams. But starting with the offensive line, I think it basically all stemmed from them. Realistically, I think it kind of all stemmed from that. Both rookie tackles, again, because they're rookie tackles. They're going to have moments like this in the NFL. So the 2 rookie tackles did not have great games. I was not thrilled with either of them in this game particularly. I think they got beat a lot. I think they both got penalized in this game, at least one apiece, maybe more. Welcome to the NFL. That's part of being a rookie, so they'll learn from it. This is something that they're going to benefit from down the line. This is something that they're going to become better players for. Damian Lewis, on the other hand, he had an awful game, I think. I think Damian Lewis, in particular, if I was to call any one player out on this team right now, it would be Damian Lewis. I thought he was awful out there. He had a couple penalties, at least one penalty, maybe more, and he blew a lot of blocks. And you see, again, to even bash Damian Lewis as a player right now, yeah, okay, he's not playing well at all. And right now he's in the middle of a 3rd season to forget. But you're putting him in a bad position, guys. Put him where he belongs, and everything's going to be okay. I really do believe that. He was a really good right guard his first year in the NFL. Just let him be a right guard. I know he can do that stuff well. And right now, you're getting the worst version of him, and you're not helping anything. How is this helping him develop? He's going to develop bad habits if you keep this up. And the offensive line in general, a lot of run plays got blown up in the backfield. Ken Walker, we did end up running the ball very effectively, but obviously a good chunk of it was on Geno scrambles. And Ken Walker was doing an incredible job at making something out of nothing in that game. I don't know how he got half the yards that he did. Absolutely incredible job by him. So the offensive line has been good so far this year overall. It's been a pretty good offensive line, but today was rough. And I think they're going to learn from it. I think they're going to be better for it, especially the two tackles who they got beat up a little bit, but that's football sometimes. So the offensive line, it kind of all stemmed from there because everything else I pretty much liked. I think Geno Smith, like I said, I know it wasn't a big game. I'm not going to say he played great, but I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he did anything that you would point to and say, hey, he was missing a wide open receiver on this play. Oh, he overthrew that guy by 10 yards. Not really. He was just out there doing what he's been doing, and he misses one or two throws, which every quarterback does, and he's getting destroyed in the backfield by the pass rush of the Cardinals, which, by the way, and this is kind of a thing that will be a recurring trend for both teams in this game, both teams, but the Cardinals especially, had a toothless pass rush going into this game, and you get this one started, and both pass rushes are just absolutely going off. So, not a great look for that part of it, because Geno, look, there was a point in this game where it looked like he got hurt. We don't need that, okay? Geno is giving us something fun and exciting with this season right now that wasn't necessarily supposed to be an amazing year, but Geno's making things interesting. So, last thing we need is for Geno to get hurt. So, don't let that happen, please. I thought, like I said, the running game in general was fantastic. Ken Walker, 110 yards from scrimmage, almost 100 yards rushing. One of the, the best game of his career, the most prolific game of his career. Gets in the end zone for the game's only offensive touchdown. And I can't say enough about Ken Walker because I think he got hurt in this game. He was nursing a groin injury, I believe. He was grabbing his groin at one point. And he fought through it. And I got to give him a ton of credit here for not only fighting through it to play, but playing well, busting off big plays after the injury. Unless he was just grabbing his junk for fun, which I guess that's possible. But I think he got hurt in this game and was fighting through it. We'll find out more later this week. It was kind of a weird game for the receivers. Fant had that one drop, and Fant had a weird game. Noah Fant did have a pretty weird game. The drop, the running into Walker in the backfield in the I think it was the red zone. He had that one play where he completely stopped running to try to stiff arm somebody, and then he didn't get the first down when a lot of people thought maybe he should have. But he was our leading receiver. He had a productive game. Other than that, very quiet game for pretty much every receiver. But again, I'm watching this game and I'm trying to figure out, did they do anything wrong? DK had the one drop. But even if he catches that pass, it's still a really quiet game. So I look at that and I just go, look, Geno's proven he can have a big game with these receivers. These receivers have proven they can do big things. But you got to give them a chance. And today the offensive line on many plays just didn't give them a chance. So that offense, I still believe in them, but that line needs to get a little better. Now we get to have a little bit of fun with this defense because, 3 points. Right? Like, I could end the conversation there and you know everything you need to know. We allowed 3 points. Arizona goes down mostly on a big Kyler Murray run. And Kyler ended up having 100 rushing yards in this game. That's really the only thing that worked for Arizona today. Kyler running. And after that field goal, nothing. They got close maybe once or twice. And then went for it because they had an injured kicker. And I know the injured kicker played a role in this game like I said he might. But you look at this, and you have to say, like, forget that part of it. We got tons of pressure on Kyler. We got probably more pressure on Kyler than we did on our last 4 quarterbacks combined. 6 sacks, and how many other times did we hit him? How many times did we disrupt him, make him uncomfortable? And he had a bad game. He had a bad game. Couldn't make any big plays down the field. He couldn't string plays together. He was able to put together the occasional, like, okay, I'm going to, complete a big pass here. I'm going to complete this 20, 25-yarder. But he couldn't string anything together because we were just constantly disrupting their drives with big negative plays. Not just the sacks, but you also had several tackles in the backfield in this game. And that, maybe more than anything, was what I was expecting to see this year that I was waiting for. It was very... It was something that I felt like Jordan Brooks was going to be big this year, and today he definitely played a much better game. I think it really helped getting Barton off the field on a lot of those plays because we were going to nickel and dime stuff a lot to where he doesn't have to be out there, and I think that helped. But Brooks looked better. Darrell Taylor looked better. He had the sack. He forced a fumble. The defensive line looked like a real defensive line. Poona Ford, best game of the year, and it wasn't close. Brian Monet, I thought, played incredible. I had Brian Monet in the conversation for our best player on defense, and that really means something because we didn't have Al Woods, and Brian Monet just went out there and was like, I'm going to time this snap on every single play, and I'm going to be back there every single play. So, awesome work from him in particular. Quentin Jefferson had a sack. Darrell Taylor had the strip sack that almost resulted in direct points, but it did lead to a before the end of the half field goal, which in this game, every point's significant. So, yeah, this defense, every now and then they give up a little bit of a play, but they don't let Arizona string big plays together, and that was the beauty of today. They could get one, maybe two going, but then they'd come up with a big negative play, the big sacks, the big... Ryan Neal had a sack on the blitz, which, hey, if Darrell Taylor and Nwosu and some of these defensive linemen are going to play like this in every game, we don't need to blitz as much, but I did advocate for it, saying, look, if that's the best way you have to get pressure, you got to do it. They did it. So there's not anything negative you can say about this defense. We missed a couple tackles early, but then it got cleaned up, and I thought the tackling today was mostly really good. Once we got those, maybe you could call them first drive jitters, I don't know. Maybe it's scripted plays by Arizona because most teams do the scripted plays at the start of a game. Life was good. Life was good, and we have a special group of corners on this team right now, and that's the one thing I'll say about today that was different than my preseason expectations, right? Because I was going into this season thinking that we were going to get good corner play, but I was thinking it's going to be from Sidney Jones. It's going to be from Artie Burns, maybe a little Justin Coleman in there as well, although by the time the season started, I was out on Coleman. I was not expecting it to be Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant playing out of position, and Michael Jackson. Don't forget Michael, by the way. I know everyone's talking about Kobe because of the forced fumbles. I know everyone's talking about Tariq because of the picks, but Michael's doing good too. So I was genuinely not expecting those to be the guys. And it wasn't just the turnovers today, by the way. I think all three of them actually played really well, gave up very little in coverage to my eye. PFF, it's time to get on the Tariq Woolen wagon. I know you guys are lagging a little behind. This guy's actually a really good player. This guy's not just a big play. This guy is actually somebody who is a down to snap, down to down, solid NFL cornerback right now. And as somebody who loved him, I didn't think we were going to be here, but we are here. We are. Let's just be real about it. So we'll see if they can sustain, but it's a great step in the right direction. It's actually more than one step. It's several steps. We took multiple steps in the right direction today, and I think this is, again, in line with what I was expecting in 2022 from this team. Ryan Neal needs to continue to be on the field as much as possible. He's a very clear and obvious upgrade over any other safety we can put out there right now. And the nickel and dime defenses needs to remain as well. Gets Cody Barton off the field, which is huge for this defense right now. And I believe that maybe we've turned something of a corner. It's not going to be this good every game, but it can be good. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for guys like Darrell Taylor as well. Wake-up call for guys like Jordan Brooks, and we can go from here. So happy days are here. We beat Arizona. We're 3-3, which gives us something in common with other teams in this division. The NFC looks like garbage. They do. I think that I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but I think it's on the menu. And if we can sustain some defensive success going forward, there is no reason why it can't happen. And I think that we as Seahawks fans who may be in the mode of like, I want CJ Stroud, I want Will Anderson, like, we need to come down off that a little bit and realize we might be watching an actual, factual, decent team out there that if things go right, if they get some breaks, and if they play to their potential, they could be a winning team. They could be a playoff team. And I'm going to take the bird in the hand over the two in the bush if I have the option. So I know there are going to be some people out there who are like, oh, no, I wanted this guy, I wanted that guy. But like I say, if we are a team going through a pseudo rebuild and can still be pretty good during the rebuild, that's a good problem to have. That's the problem that I want to have. So 19-9, knock Arizona down, pick ourselves back up after last week. And look, there's the special teams. That's the one thing I didn't really mention in this game. If we're being honest here, the special teams were a little bit of a mess again. We made all our kicks, but Dixon, look, he should be trying to kick it and just let it get blocked. But at the same time, you have to say that I believe it was Cullen Gillespie just did not know where he was supposed to be on that blocking assignment. That's where you miss Travis Homer. That's why I'm ready for Travis Homer to be back ASAP. But ugly looking play, ugly looking way to give up your only touchdown of the game. But hey, they couldn't make it completely easy. They couldn't make it just a complete destruction. They had to make it a little bit dramatic there, but all's well, all's good. Do need to get on top of the special teams thing, but I'm feeling pretty good about where this team could go from here, knowing that this defense played such a dramatically better game than could have been expected based off the first 5 weeks. Okay, going to be a stream later tonight. Let me know what you guys think down below. Go Hawks. Good result today. Defense balled out. Offense, it's just the line, man. That's really all I have to say about it. Offensive line needed to play a little bit better and everything would have been okay. Gino would have been fine. Protect the man. See you guys later. Go Hawks.